Okay, now
So,
we can
okay.
see.
All right. So let me begin by first introducing myself. So this is what you need now. Whenever that you are participating in any academic activities in UITM, first of all, you must register in UFuture of your own attendance. So after that, we proceed. And in fact, I can say that almost 100% of our learning activities were going to involve UFuture in one way. So just now I have asked you to register attendance, so you better make sure that you did. And then after that, we will going to continue with this course briefing. So first thing first, let me bring you to the important part, which is the course content. I believe you are looking at also the same thing. So if you can move to another tab of your own device, you can open another tab and then log into your own UFuture, where you need to click in the course content lah. So just like this one. Now, once I click the course content on my left-hand side menu, that will bring you to a new page where it shows you all the materials inside here. So you can see some of the materials that belongs to Mr. Rusdin, which is another of my partner teaching the same code, which is for full-time student. Now, whereas for part-time ICEP students, on paper it's only my name, but actually your KPP, Dr. Nadia, will going to join us during field trip, as what have been going on before lah. All ICEP students, they are joined by 2 lecturers, and the other lecturer is Dr. Nadia. Now, the good thing about this lineup is that on field trip, all 3 of us will going to be there, and you can actually Google our name lah, and we are actually expert in our own field lah. Mr. Rusdin is the expert in air quality monitoring. Dr. Nadia is about river water monitoring, and whereas myself is on soil. So the first thing that I want to bring your attention is the lesson plan. So click on it. Now inside here you have two types of document. The first one is a lesson plan, which I'm going to discuss later, and the others, take your time to view the rubric. Now these rubrics are for the assessments that you will going to participate. So why this rubric is so important for you? Inside each of the rubric, they have criteria for the scoring, which is why you should have a look, because you know later, once you read this rubric, you'll know exactly what you need to do in order to do well in this course. But frankly speaking, for this course, if I can share past year result with you, nobody fails, obviously, and then there are, I can say, 30%, 20 to 30% of the students scored at least A minus. So you can say that of all the subjects that you register in any course, AS229 included, this subject is the easiest to score A. But you have to know what you should do later on, because the way we evaluate, which I will explain using this lesson plan, is what this morning session is so important. So yeah, so remind your friend, your classmate, that if they miss this morning session, I'm perfectly fine with that. I know that today, according to your lesson plan, I mean from ICEPS lah, we're not going to have seminar, but for starter, every subject we're going to have a course briefing on the first session. So there we go. Okay, let me check. I hear some voices. Okay, so we have Nur Shawal Fitri.
Yeah, good morning, Doctor.
Okay, good. So we just started. You haven't missed anything important just yet. So yeah, so yeah, you can switch off your microphone, and later on, if you have any question, you can always switch it back to stop me and ask question. Yeah. So, okay. Now coming back to this lesson plan. Yeah, I forgot to inform you, Fitri. So if you have a device and you can open another tab, so log into UFuture, register your attendance, and then after that, go to course content and open this lesson plan. We're going to focus mostly on this lesson plan today. Okay, now, so as you can see right there, this lesson plan is not exactly for HiSEP students, not for you. It is for full-time students, but we were going to follow the timeline, the lesson plan exactly like what you can see right here. And it is only myself alone that we're going to give you the lecture and assess your evaluation. So what you can see right here is that what we're going to do for the first 3 weeks is all completely ODL. So even though next week, next Saturday is our first seminar, according to Pepperlini Academic UITM, the first 3 weeks is on ODL. So next week we're going to meet again, and this time we're going to talk about the environmental analysis lah. Okay, so now moving on, after that, after we finish with the first 3 weeks, we should be able to finish first 2 chapters already. And then we go on for special break. And then after special break, then we're going to talk more detail, more technical things into air sampling, indoor, outdoor ambient air, some emission monitoring as well. And then moving on to the next segment, which is water sampling. So water sampling include 3 sections as well: the marine water, river water, as well as groundwater sampling. Okay, and then finally is the last part, which is soil sampling. Now soil sampling, there's only one part only, so just 1 week we'll finish it off. And then after that, before your mid-semester break, we're going to have a session for quiz. Okay, now I'm not sure. Wait, let me see. All right, let me check of your assessment. Hold on, yeah, because I'm not really sure when exactly. I've already set the quiz, but I don't remember the date. Not this one. It was a growth performance from now. So I was wondering when exactly is your quiz. So I already set it on the 6th of July. It's a Saturday. It's the 6th of July, and coincidentally this day will be the last seminar that you have to attend physically at UiTM Shah Alam. So this is the last one. Our last session is a quiz. So moving back to the lesson plan, it's on the 6th. It's on the 6th of July. Yeah, 6th of July. So I will change this the narrative, the details of this lesson plan. So it will be brought to the last week, the final week of our lesson. Okay, now before I continue, I would like to bring your attention to the course evaluation or the evaluation component, which is right here. So just like what I said, these are the things that you need to do in order to score and do well in the subject. There are 3 components where I will assess you. One is a quiz, which I already told you will be on the 6th of July. Now, how this is conducted, it will be conducted physically, although we're going to use UFuture and you're going to answer using your own device through UFuture. It used to be an online quiz, but you have to do it in front of me. Okay, so that is the difference. I still consider that as a physical one, in which inside that quiz you have 30 questions, multiple choice. So if you don't know the answer, you can pick anyone if you really have to answer. that cost each of them 1 mark. So 30 questions, 30 marks, that gives you 30%. So it's kind of a big deal actually. So you have to really study really well. And now you notice that just now I have moved the date of the quiz from 23rd of May, from 23rd of May to 6th of July. I have two reasons. Number one, on the 6th of July, for sure, you've already gone through all the sampling and analysis filtering and you've done it. In my mind, I thought you probably in a better position to answer quiz question given of the hands-on experience that you should have after field trip. And also, there's another big date that you have to remember, which is 5th of July, where you need to submit your assignment. There again, you will need to involve with the full-time students to come up with this assignment again. There are hands-on experience where you need to learn the theory. So given of these two reasons, I have pushed the date of the quiz all the way to the last day of our pengajian lah. Yeah. So that is a reason. Oh yeah, there's a third reason. On that day, I'm most probably going to be in China, so I'm not going to be physically around to monitor and invigilate your quiz physically, and hence the reason why I postponed it to 6th of July. Anyway, quiz is done. Now moving on to case study. Now case study is an assignment. It's a group assignment where you need to combine with full-time students to answer a few questions. So later on, I'm going to go into the detail. But as you can see right there, you have to come up with a sampling plan. So that is the assignment worth 20 marks. And then there is a session where the entire group will going to assign the task of somebody in this group, either from ICEPS or maybe from full-time students, to present this entire plan in front of all the lecturers that you have seen just now, where we were going to scrutinize the very detail of your plan, why you are choosing such method, why you're choosing such a sample size. In hall, well, most likely ICEP students will not involve for simple reason, because the day where we need to do this presentation will be in weekdays, where probably you're going to be quite busy with your own job. Yeah, so it's okay. Now, most of the time during my last 2 semesters of experience, none of the ICEP students can make it to the presentation, so it's okay. All you need to do is during your first meeting with the full-time students, you have to state that for presentation, it's their part lah. Ask them to take care of the presentation. Okay, now for the last segment, the commitment marks. Now, commitment marks is evaluated by the project director. So this entire group will be led by one project director, in which that project director will be given a name list of all students, including ICEP students, and for them to evaluate the commitments given by all students. So yeah, this is one way that we have to do to ensure that all students who is working on this group project to contribute equally or to whatever that they commit lah. So all this will be, what about the amount of work that each student needs to contribute, that is open for negotiation. Now, when is that negotiation going to happen? It can happen as soon as today. You're already in the WhatsApp group with all the full-time students, so whatever you can do or cannot do, just openly discuss in the WhatsApp group. But the first very formal discussion will going to happen after mid-semester break. So after you come back from the mid-semester break, we will have to start with the online meeting, which will have to be recorded. So the online meeting with the AJK, the group director or the higher committee of this assignment group, for you to discuss the detail and all the planning. So each of these meetings is compulsory. How many meetings is going to be it will be conducted? At least 2. I would prefer 3 and above. 4 would be best. So each of these meeting, uh, the the project director will going to monitor your progress for whatever the task that you have been assigned to. And that is all. So basically, the group work is for you to divide evenly the task. I know that field trip involve a lot of work. So sampling analysis plan, as we have seen just now, have 3 components. That doesn't mean that you will have to be assigned and you have to do all the entire thing. So negotiate with your project director, negotiate to whatever the task that is easiest for you. Yeah. And then finally, the field trip. So this field trip, I have already predetermined it to be on the 27th of June. And because of that, this is one day that, the only one day that you're requested to apply for your annual leave with your employer. This one day, we're going to visit a place where you have to conduct this hands-on skills assessment. So this hands-on skill assessment is where you will need to show me how best you handle equipments, the sampling equipments during the field trip. So how this is done? So this is field trip where you will need to record yourself, record yourself collecting samples, water samples, soil sample. But it's quite safe to say at this moment you can get yourself ready to make videos, 3 videos of yourself sampling, taking water samples and also soil samples. Yeah. So that is why I told you the narrative just now. Earlier, alongside with this lesson plan, there are rubrics. So let me get up from this lesson plan. So here you go. Here you are. The rubrics on how to take environmental samples, river water, soil samples, whatever. So make sure you have a look, because these are the things that you need to do, and you need to make sure you do in order to score well in your the skills assessment. So there you go, field trip. This is what you need to do. 3 YouTube video where you need to upload to YouTube, and then you will share the link with me so that I have a clear idea what you have done, and then there you go. We assess your skills. Okay, now for the assignment, like I said, you were going to involve in the group work where you need to come up with an assessment plan. So these are the criteria where most likely the project director will going to be aware of. So if you're not the project director, which most likely you won't, then this is not really a concern for you. But anyway, just get involved lah. I would say get involved in any group activities. Contribute to whatever that you think you can contribute, because after all, you're all already professional. I assume that all of you are already working and you're good in whatever that you will do. So in a way, I would say that probably these are the things that you already been doing in your workplace, and you probably know more than myself. So this is why I enjoy teaching ISEP students, because yeah, indeed, they have the exact idea how it should be done. And because of that, I welcome your input. If you're already in the industry doing exactly these things and you want to share, please, by all means, share with us. We would like to know exactly what industry has been doing. Are we doing it the correct way? So please let us know. But beyond that, this entire course, it's quite enjoyable for one simple reason. Apart from the quiz that you're going to sit on the 6th of July, beyond that, there's no examination. This paper has no final exam, so those are the least of your worry in terms of study lah. Yeah, I know. Once you start working, studying for exam is something that is quite or close to impossible lah to do. Anyway, before I open for question, these are the reference material. Now, majority of the lecture slides that I come up comes from this textbook. This is an online book which I managed to download and I put it in the reference section. So this is a textbook. The rest are references or guideline coming from US EPA. So there you go. Those are all the things that I want to cover for lesson plan. But before I open for questioning, I just want to go to course content and show you all those references. So all those materials are under this folder, references. So when you click on it, there you go. These are all the materials, some addition lah, yeah. Now the textbook is not exactly here. I wonder why. Maybe I deleted or somewhat. Let me check. I think this one is a textbook. No, this is document for indoor ambient air quality. Okay, this is sampling and some lecture slide from the previous one. Soil screening guidance. I think I must have misplaced it somewhere because I remember I put it in here, but somewhat it is not here. Maybe it's in the lecture slide. I don't know. Let me see. So these are the PowerPoint slides that I will be using to cover and give you lecture. So if you want to prepare, you can come in here and check the PowerPoint slide. All of it, they are all here. But here's the thing, I want to share with you also. Now, I know that you're given a you're given a list of tables. You're given a list of tables where it shows the date of seminar, and I think yesterday Melvin shared with me. Hold on, yeah. Let me reopen and explain to you how it's going to happen, and I also need to ask you some questions also. How other subjects and other codes are doing this? Are you looking at the list of seminar? Are you looking at it?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, I'm just wondering how other subjects are doing for according to this seminar list. So you're going to come 5 or 7 times to UiTM Shah Alam, correct? According to this date?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to ask you, what about other subjects? Apart from yourself coming here and attending whatever the activities that they have organized, for the days not listed here, what are the learning activities conducted for other subjects? Okay, let me repeat the question again. Okay, I would like to know what are the learning activities that will be conducted for other subjects on the dates not listed here.
Usually online lecture, yes.
So you're still going to have online lecture lah, yeah?
Yeah, but then some students are not available because they're usually already planned according to the schedule.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is like this lah. So if you already have planning according to schedule, it's perfectly fine with me, because like I said, for ISEP students only, I believe that ISEPs promise you flexible learning, which we can always do. So if you look carefully for a future lecture session that are not listed here according to my subject lah, yeah, for any any session listed in UFuture that is not available, that is not on these days listed here, we will still going to have online lecture. The only difference is they are pre-recorded, they are not live, which means that you can always come in. Of course, you have to remember to copy the access link, and then using that access link, you can always come in and watch that pre-recorded lecture whenever you are free. And that means also, if you're free today and you want to watch all the video, you want to binge watch this subject, it's also possible. Okay. So how this is done, I have actually one YouTube channel. So this is my YouTube channel, which arrange all the lessons or lecture that were recorded during pandemic time. During pandemic time, I recorded all the lecture and arrange it according to the correct order of the lesson plan. So you can always come in and watch this video whenever you're free. The only thing that I needed you to do is right here. Now, whenever you come into this lesson, if you don't want to attend my lecture, I'm perfectly fine with that, as long as you come in and remember to register your attendance. Just like for example today, this is what I arranged for today's lesson. So if you look here, these are today's attendance. Only Kabir is not registering the attendance. So well, I need this one because ISEPs always ask the attendance list, so you have to make sure that this is good. And there's another condition for final exam lah. But of course, since this one doesn't have final exam, so you're exempted. Full-time students, if they want to sit for final exam, they have to attend 80% of the lecture. So if you have final exam for other subject, you've been told lah, yeah, to adhere to this requirement. Okay, moving on, coming to the lecture slide one more time. These are the PowerPoint lecture slide, and these are the channels that you can always come in for flexible learning. If you want to learn in advance, this is also possible. So basically, that is all I want to say about this lesson plan. So, oh yeah, one more thing. Going back to this plan as well. Now, I understand that the 1st and the 2nd of June is part of the long Gawai break. There's a special break lah. So I was wondering if any one of you needed to travel to your hometown for ceremony. Anyone? 1st and 2nd of June.
Probably me, but then I'm not sure which date, either 1st or 22nd of June.
Okay.
Either that week lah.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I realized that, and because what? Because full-time students, they don't have learning activity during that week. So I was surprised that ISEPs put activity right here. And in fact, I mean, what is listed here is a seminar which is physical. So I want to ask your opinion lah. Should we come to UiTM on the 1st and 2nd of June? Or at least you can ask your KPP, is it compulsory? Because I understand that some of us may need to travel back to hometown to celebrate. Yeah. So what do you think? Should we come to UiTM on the 1st and 2nd of June? No comment.
No comment yet because we have other class that day also, right?
Okay. So I'm putting this forward lah. Now I understand that everybody is entitled to their own religion beliefs and they can practice it. Yeah. So this is what I propose lah. On the 1st and 2nd of June, I'm ready to convert this one to online lecture. And by meaning online lecture, meaning that you can always follow my lecture, pre-recorded ones whenever you are free. So you don't have to come to UiTM Shah Alam on the 1st of June. But of course, this one you have to get the agreement for other subjects as well, if that is the case. So I leave it to you. I leave it to all of you to negotiate with other lecturer. But for me, yeah, that is possible. We can convert this into online lecture if you wanted to. Okay. So there you go. Yeah. So there you go. All the things that I want to discuss for the first part, because the next part is some introduction only, very fast, half an hour or so. So before I continue, I will just want to come back to this whole group. Is there any question that you want to ask me regarding the lesson plan? First part, lesson plan. Okay, so
is
yeah.
it possible to change the date for field trip to weekend instead of weekdays?
Okay. Yeah, that is a good question. I have considered it many times, and for your information, for the past 2 years, even before this program is open to ISEPs, I have brought full-time students to field trip many times. There was only once that I did it during weekends, and it wasn't a good idea because the places that we are going to visit are recreational. So during weekend they are packed. They are packed with people. The entire river is packed with people. Literally, we can't do sampling at all. So Aina, I'm sorry. That is not possible. We need to make sure that the river is as empty as possible. So unfortunately, in Malaysia during weekends, people go to countryside, rivers, and they enjoy themselves. But we have to have an empty river so that we can do our field trip properly. And because of that, um, we will have to go to the day which the places is usually empty. And surprisingly, it's a Thursday. Thursday on my okay, I don't prefer to do it on Monday because that will going to have a lot of interaction for other subjects. So Thursday, I also cannot do it on Friday because of Friday prayers, so I want to avoid that. So Thursday is so far is the best day. Yeah, so Aina, so are you working, Aina, at the moment?
Yes, that I'm working.
Okay, so unfortunately, I have to request your cooperation and ask your employer. Only this day is needed for you to take a break, and we're going to do field trip. But don't worry, we're going to do field trip in somewhere that you can enjoy yourself also. So it's half work, half holiday for you also. Yeah.
Okay, doctor, thank you.
All right. So any more questions from you all?
For the assignment that required grouping, right? You said we required to partner with full-time student, right?
Yeah, correct.
So does the group is randomized or we have to create the group?
Okay, now I have already informed the full-time students, and they already have a first discussion where I was told that they already have an election and conduct and already have segregation. They have segregated into 4 major groups. Each group that we're going to prepare for each segment. So those 4 groups are air sampling, water sampling, and also soil sampling, and one more, the logistic and transportation. Okay, now traditionally ISEP students were going to be responsible for the logistic and transportation. Well, although the name doesn't seem that it seems a little bit trivial, but it is nothing trivial at all. It is very important. Now, why ISEP students are taking over this group is because I hope you all have a vehicle. So is that the case? You have a car. Do you?
Yes. Some of
Okay.
us.
Okay, good. Because full-time students, it's quite safe to say that they are not working, they don't have the financial ability to own a car. Even if they do, it must be a family car. So that is why full-time students, when they want to travel to the site, they will have to follow the bus. It's compulsory. Whereas ISEP students, you're given a choice. If you want to follow the bus, you have to let the project director know, but you have the liberty to drive. You can drive to the site from your own house. And because of that, you have a small vehicle where you can take off and not have to wait for the entire group and travel slowly. You can travel according to your own schedule, but there's one request from us. Now, because you have a small car and you can take off earlier than the rest of the group, it's best for us to transport and send those samples straight to the lab the soonest possible. So that is why ISEP students with their own vehicle, they will usually responsible to transport those samples straight to the lab in Faculty Applied Science, UiTM. So last semester and also many semesters before, our field trip ends in midday. So after lunch, then that is all. So ISEP students, they use their vehicle to transport those samples, water, soil, and air samples straight to the lab from 2 p.m. onwards. So by the time they reach FSG, it's around 3 p.m. So after 3 p.m., it's done for ISEP students. You can leave with your own vehicle. But then again, if you all are interested to take part in any one of the tasks, there are many tasks actually in this group. Like I told you, there are tasks for people to present the entire sampling plan. So I've already advised the group director to select the best person to do this presentation. Reason for very simple reason. If that person presents well, everybody have high score, no matter what. So this is how you can collaborate. If you know you have the presentation skill and you can present well, yeah, offer yourself to the group director and tell them that you can present. But then again, once again, you are all professional, so you have the skills that already you're applying in the industry. So you can also offer yourself on the technical side regarding the work in this assignment. So you can offer yourself maybe sitting in the water group. I believe that some of you already working on wastewater or some sort. So yeah, offer yourself in water group because you know more than them. Right? So yeah, it's very much up to you. Yeah. Okay. So any more question?
Regarding the question, we can ask you later, right?
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, but I prefer if you want to ask questions. So yeah, another thing. That reminds me regarding asking question and giving a response. ISEPs actually mandate us to have this Q&A regarding the course through iDiscuss in new future. So you realize that in WhatsApp group, I reminded you that there are 3 questions that are posted in iDiscuss, remember? So go in there and answer your question. But I believe you also have the ability to do your own post. So if you want to ask question, post your question in iDiscuss and I'll answer accordingly right there. This is for record purpose for evidence collecting because ISEPs is very particular in what they claim. They would like to claim ISEPs program is a flexible learning that involves a lot of ODL, online and distance learning. So the only way they can capture this evidence is by using the system where we do all the communication and will be captured right there. And so yeah. So Marvin, post your question in I discuss, and I'll follow up later on through that. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Now, that doesn't mean that you cannot use WhatsApp, but WhatsApp is also usable, but I prefer I discuss. Now, if you want to use WhatsApp, I would choose only the questions that need my immediate response, or if you need response from the full-time students, because that is combined with full-time students as well. So later on, I strongly encourage you to uh, introduce yourself introduce yourself in the WhatsApp group, and you can also ask the same for your the full-time students to introduce yourself. At least start from the AJK first, the group director and whatnot. So start the communication going. So you can negotiate with them what you want to do, what is needed to be done in the assignment. So that that will be preferred if you need to use WhatsApp for immediate response and for ease of communication. Can use WhatsApp. Preferably, I would prefer I discuss lah. Okay, so I think there should be no more question. I believe kan. Dah tak ada question ke?
No. So far, no.
Okay. Okay, good. So I think I have a few questions that I want to ask, but for the interest of time, we already passed 1 hour, and I think you may have another lecture coming on. So I think might as well we proceed to the next part, the second part, which is last part for my lesson. Now, in the next part, I'm going to use Google, just the browser, web browser, just to show you, the next lesson. Okay, right. So let me get back to the lesson plan and show you what else that we need to do. Wait. Post content, lesson plan. So again, I come back to lesson plan just to see what we need to cover. So for the first week, course briefing is done. Now the next part is I'm going to show you the major equipments available in environmental analysis laboratory. Okay, so what I would say laboratories, because there are more than one. There are now because these equipments, this instrument, they're scattered around in UITM. Now, I'm not only talking about UITM Shah Alam, but also other campuses. So we have a lot of instruments scattered in the entire Malaysia. But most of the equipments I'm going to focus in Faculty of Applied Science, or FSG, UITM Shah Alam. So let's move on to this web browser. Okay, so if you haven't opened a browser, you can do so right now and do your own browsing open your tab of browser, and then you can type in this link, fsg.uitm.edu.my. So inside here, this is the official website of UITM, where if you browse down, there is a section where we have like facility, but no, that is not the facility I'm talking about. We're talking about instrument, where you need to go all the way down, and you have these two tabs right here, sistem tempahan dan penggunaan makmal. So inside here, once you click, you can see a list of bookings that you can do. Now this booking is not only for instrument but also for lab. Now if you happen needed to use any lab, well, this is also open for industry who wants to use our lab for whatever purpose. You can come in here to book, and you just need to pay the faculty a certain fee. So these are the manual on how to use this system. Okay, that is one. Now the next step is the link taking you to the lab unit. So yeah, there are even more information talking about FSG's lab inside here. Well, practically speaking, this is also the first time I see this one. But what we're interested is the list of there is no equipment, just list of chemicals. So yeah, if you needed to use any chemicals for this field trip, you can always come in here to have a look. Oh yeah, this is directly that we are interested. Directory peralatan. Okay. So in this directory, you can see, oh, they come up with a new booklet. Yeah, wow, that is nice. I never realized there is such booklet. Let's see, it's a flip book. So there you go. Let me bring it to full screen first, yeah. It's not going to open. Okay, so is it clear? Can you see the pages? Is it clear for you?
Yes.
Okay, good. So these are the booklet where they compile all the equipments available in Faculty Applied Science. Now I have to remind you, they are consisting all equipments, not just in the uh, environmental analysis lab. So this is one example. So if your company is interested to use our equipment, so these are the equipment. Later on we can talk about the fees, but let me take you through. I'm going to browse until I see what equipment that I think will be useful for your field trip, or at least for this subject log. XRD could be one of them for soil science, but I don't think you need to go to that extent, even though you can propose one. So yeah, I think the next one, UV-Vis double beam spectrophotometer. And I think this one needs no introduction. Like if you're already in industry, especially in water monitoring, river water monitoring or wastewater monitoring, a lot of procedure to determine the analytes that are using UV-Vis, or there's a technique we call colorimetry technique. So this is actually one. But the one that we're going to use for field trip, we use the Hatch brand. So no, this one is this one is desktop equipment. The other one is portable. Yeah, the one Hatch is portable. Gas chromatography is used for analyzing any contaminants that are gas phase, like the volatiles, yeah, the volatile organic matter in the air samples. We can analyze using gas chromatography. Now, the one on the right-hand side is flame atomic absorption spectrometry, or AAS. Now, I have bad news for you. As far as I know, we have 3 units in Faculty Applied Science. They are all obsolete, and only this year, not this year, last year, they were all disposed. They're no longer working because the parts are no longer available. They're too obsolete, so we disposed them already. And well, by the way, if you want to know what this sample is for, they are used to analyze the metal samples in water phase. So water analysis, yeah, this is one that is needed, but we don't have it anymore. NMR is not needed. And the next one is the cutting. So this is the sample preparation equipment, not needed. Grinding, polishing also not needed. Potential stat not needed. Okay, HPLC. Now, for those of you who know what is HPLC, again, this is an equipment very similar to gas chromatography, but they only use liquid. And this one also is used to analyze water sample for semi-volatile, I would say, semi-volatile organic matter that appears as a liquid, yeah, most likely in the room at room condition. Yeah. Okay, again, gas chromatography, but this one is equipped at ECD. The other one also gas chromatography with mass spec. So these are the high-tech instrument for organic synthesis. But for environmental analysis, that is also possible. I think for environmental analysis, the gas chromatography that you are most likely going to use is GCFID. I would say this is probably one of the most advanced equipment in gas chromatography arsenal, where it is used in environmental samples, yeah, to analyze environmental samples from air or from water samples. Yeah. Okay, GCFID, some more. Oh, we have a lot of GCFID, which is good. UVVs, again, another UVVs, another unit of AAS, which is obsolete. Fluorescence spectrometer, I'm not sure if we're going to use this, but most likely no. Yeah. FTIR also sounded very generic, but no, you're not going to use this for environmental samples. Microplate ozone meter. Now, if you're into indoor air sampling, ozone meter is something for you. Yeah, that is for analyzing indoor air sample. HP UPHLC. I don't think we're going to use this one. Good. No, this one for protein analysis. Handheld formaldehyde meter is also for indoor air sampling and analysis, but we're not going to use this. I think I very much introduced to you the important equipments lah, yeah, because they all keep repeating itself because we have more than one unit. I mean, if you look at gas chromatography, how many of GC, FID, and GCMS that we have? Yeah, we have plenty. For one simple reason, because in FSG, we have two branch, not two branch, two section. One part of the lab is for teaching and learning undergraduate students. That also include ISEP, yeah, because the degree that you're taking is considered undergraduate. So most likely the facility that you're going to use is located in Block A or Block B, yeah. The very campus or the very size that you need to go to for undergraduate. Well, we have another building specifically built for postgraduate student. So that is why we have many. Yeah, maybe there's a unit in the undergraduates or for undergraduate students. There's another unit for postgraduate students. But you can say that the advanced ones lah, they are in postgraduate building. Yeah. So they're all very similar. Thermogravimetry not needed. I'm going to browse until I see the next one. Flue gas analyzer is probably for emission sampling, but unfortunately, we don't have the pitot tube. Pitot tube is used for sample emission air, and probably you can analyze right here. But without the pitot tube, there's no way we can do this right here. Yeah. So that is all the equipments that we have. The current one. I was wondering, does anyone here knows what is an ICP-OES or ICP-MS? Anybody knows? What is that?
It's the instrument, right?
Yeah, it is. I think you must have heard it before, right? ICP.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
because currently I use the IC instrument.
Okay, IC also it's also for water sampling, for analyzing the ions, cations and anions using the chromatography technique. We used to have it, but once again, it's too obsolete, more than 10 years already. So it's quite safe to say that nobody use IC in FSG. So that's why they're left obsolete. But I think for water analysis, people who are involved in water analysis, they not use AAS, they use ICP for one simple reason. By the way, for those who don't know what is an ICP, very similar to AAS, they are used to analyze metal in liquid phase. That includes water sample. Now, the benefit of ICP is that they can analyze, if not mistaken, 16 element, 16 element in one go on the same sample. That makes it very efficient, very time saving in terms of working out all the sample. Because contrary to AAS, they can only do maximum 4 element analysis at one time. Meaning that if you want to use AAS on the same sample, you have to repeat 4 times just to get the same result as ICP. Okay, now we do have ICP. We do have ICP in Faculty Applied Science. And to show you, this is the outdated brochure. Yeah, this is the outdated brochure where Faculty Applied Science offer their service, including the price. And in here, you can see clearly this is the ICP. Can you see that? Am I showing the brochure to you? Can you see the brochure with ICP in the middle?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the obsolete model. Now, if you're into industry, we usually use the latest model, but this is obsolete, more than 10 years already. And even when we try to fix it, the supplier said no more parts, buy a new unit. So that is why FSG, we have one unit which is very old. Accuracy, don't ask me. But we have one new unit in UITM Junker. But yeah, if you want to go there, we have to arrange lah. Probably not anytime soon. I was thinking lah, if we happens to have the privilege to go somewhere in Pahang to do this sampling, maybe in Taman Negara. Not surprising because I brought students to Taman Negara to do environmental sampling, and we definitely can go to UiTM Checker to have a visit on this instrument or even run it straight away. But that was during the good times when Malaysia still have a lot of money. So UiT also have enough funding to send students to bermalam, to stay overnight at the site. We were camping that time. But during these few years, we were not allowed to go outside of Selangor. But last semester, we managed to escape to Negeri Sembilan. So yeah, I think part of the discussion with the full-time students later on is to figure out where can we go to do this sampling far enough that you can actually enjoy yourself. Okay, so this is ICP. And you can also see this other instrument right here with the price tag. I'm not sure if that is the same price, but there you go. Yeah, why I introduced to you all these things is because when I look at your own profile, I realize that some of you're already working in industry, key industry that is also important for this subject. And so yeah, that is all I want to introduce to you. Major equipment, the price tag. But I would like to ask you all, since you all already started working, I was wondering, does any one of you handle any equipments in your workplace?
Yes.
Okay, Malvin, what do you handle?
Mainly IC for anion.
Okay.
And then physical test on water.
Okay.
All the portable head instrument. pH meter, turbidity meter, calorimeter.
Okay, that is very well equipped. Your workplace is even more well equipped than FSG lab. So what is the name of your workplace?
Pengurusan Air Selangor.
Pengurusan Air Selangor. Wait, Air Selangor lah.
Yep.
Consider that. Okay, now if that is the case, then Air Selangor will have to have the most complete equipment. They visited us like a few months back, I think last year, and yeah, that's what I thought. They have all the advanced equipment needed to analyze. But yeah. Now I would like you to do this for me lah. Now since you're already with Air Selangor, I would like your honest opinion lah of the state of our lab, the water lab particularly. Have you been to Faculty Applied Science UiTM Shah Alam before?
Yes, but then I haven't go to the a lot of lab there. Just one lab last sem, previous sem.
Okay. Have you taken a subject with code EVT 525?
I think not yet.
Not yet. Okay. And I think you're going to take this subject very soon, or at least full-time students is taking this subject right now. I think you are going to take this subject next semester, probably. But you will going to definitely visit that lab, the water lab, for that subject. And I want you to comment honestly before you come in for next semester, because we have been having a lot of issue with equipment, the obsolete equipment and whatnot. So yeah, since you're already in Air Selangor, I would welcome your opinion on what best that we can improve on the state of our lab, yeah, just give your honest opinion. Yeah, we will welcome your opinion on how best we can improve our lab. So yeah, the current lab have a lot of portable equipments with reagents inside. But since you're already industry, so in terms of quality control, the certification of lab, so I think you know much more than us lah in UiTM here. Kan? Is your lab accredited?
Yes, with 17 out of 5.
Okay. I think that is close to perfection, I would say, compared to our lab here in FSG. But never mind, we're ready to listen to your opinion regarding the state of our lab here. Yeah. So what about others? What about others? Well, what do you handle? Do you handle any equipments? Other students?
I think the one that close to me is Muhammad Kabir Baden. I think he absent today.
Okay, never mind. So both of you are in the water industry lah.
Not water. I think in the same laboratory. Not the same lah. The same field in the lab.
Okay, so water is covered, well covered. Soil not much lah. I think soil you need people from the agriculture, Maldi, or maybe yeah, Jabatan Pertanian lah. But I don't think we have students here. We never have students from Maldi and Jabatan Pertanian, but it's okay. I think I can cover that. Last semester we used to have a student from DOSH. So he's very expert talking about indoor air sampling and monitoring. Ambient air, we have Mr. Rusdin, but he's not teaching. So yeah. By the way, let me ask one by one. Aina, what kind of industry you're in? Maybe Aina have gone somewhere. What about Rashdan and Fitri? What industry you're in?
Sorry, doctor.
Okay, Aina first. Yeah, Aina. What is your work and where is your workplace?
I'm working in environmental and safety industry.
Environmental and safety. Okay. Do you involve with indoor air monitoring?
I actually working for a consultant company, and our company did a lot of environmental job lah, such as IAQ, noise, water sampling.
Also everything lah, yeah.
But I
Okay.
don't really involve in that because we have lots of department. I'm not in that department. So yeah.
Okay, so I tell you what, in our sampling and analysis plan, I think you may need to visit your own department lah, talking about this one, because yeah, part of the work that probably you're going to propose in your sampling analysis plan also involve IAQ, water monitor. I think water monitoring is well covered by Malvern, and who's the other guy, Malvern, that is the same industry with you?
It's not water, but then it's he working in the lab, I think.
Yeah, okay, water is well covered, only soil is not. So yeah, I think you guys already have prior knowledge on how to do this sampling already here. Yeah. Okay, so maybe Rashida can add. Just now you switch on the microphone. Yeah.
Hello, doctor.
Yeah, your
Hello.
work and also your work and also your company name and industry.
Hello, doctor. Dengar ke?
Yeah. What is the name of your company and what is your task in that company?
Okay. I'm doing I work at Institute for Clinical Research Malaysia at Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, and then I work as a assistant research officer with doing the use AI technology or the Internet of Medicative or robotic to treat the patient.
Oh, okay. So you're more closer to clinical side lah, kan?
What?
You're closer to the clinical side of this area lah.
Yeah, betul.
Okay, now when you talk about environmental sampling, I'm not sure if taking samples from patient count as one. Probably not. But I tell you what, last semester, currently they're taking soil science lah. There's one student with KKM, and he told me that KKM actually have one branch going to river and analyze the river water quality as well, more specifically on the microbiology side. So that is a good addition to my knowledge as well. Yeah. And he knows exactly what he's doing, taking river water samples. Hmm. Do you know those guys? I mean, the students one batch senior than you.
Sorry,
Probably
so
not.
my line is not clear.
Oh, never mind. It's okay then. Just want to let you know lah, yeah. All ISAP students, they're already working in some way. Last semester, there's one guy in KKN lah, yeah, involved in water sampling. But it's okay. Learn along, yeah. So catch up with us, Rajana. Don't worry. We're also learning from each other. Yeah. Okay. So last one, Fitri. So what do you do in your company, and what is your company's name?
Yeah, hi doctor. I'm working at biodiesel or biofuel company. We are supplying the feedstock or raw material for the production of biodiesel. So what I'm doing there is I'm basically the safety guy and the compliance guy. So I'm doing a lot of administration work and EHS management system. So truth to be told, I'm not a laboratory kind of guy. So yeah, but actually there's a lab at my workplace. They're doing sampling on the used cooking oil for the production of biodiesel. So, but like I said earlier, I'm not actually directly related to that kind of work. So my focus mainly on the environmental management system and on the safety side.
Yeah, I think you can always contribute your expertise in the um, not QA/QC, because in sampling and analysis plan there's one section. Do you know that there's one section talking about safety? Maybe you can contribute your expertise over there.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, good. I would like to know what you can contribute on your ESH side, because never before in sampling and analysis plan, we are looking on that part. But if you can incorporate it, why not? We can always like improve, yeah? We can always improve on our work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Every one of you are expert in your own field. So definitely you can contribute, especially on the water analysis part. So that is why, if you ask me, which side that I prefer to teach, I prefer to teach in part-time students, because I know they know more than me, at least some part. So yeah, we can always exchange ideas and opinion. And if you felt, okay, by the way, if you felt that what I'm teaching is outdated, not according to industry, by all means, let me know. I'm open to that one. I know what I'm teaching, they're from textbook. So I appreciate your honest idea from the industry side, telling me if I need improvement, just go ahead, let me know. Yeah, no need malu-malu. I'm okay with that. So okay, I think for our first session, that is all I want to let you know. So let me reiterate two things that we need to do, not only for this course but for your entire course. For your entire program is, number one, your attendance have to be always in, and number two, your activity in iDiscuss. So make sure this is done. The rest, I think, should be quite okay lah. All right. So anything else that you all need to ask me or you need to add before we conclude?
No.
Okay. Right. So very good to talk to you in the first session. Hopefully in our next session, the first physical session, we can exchange even more ideas and opinion. Yeah. So there you go. For those who want to recap whatever that we discussed today, or if you missed the earlier part, this session has been recorded, and by right you should have access to the recorded session later on. If you don't, let me know. Yeah. Okay, so I think that is all. Thank you very much. I will see you again next week.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
All right.
Thank
Okay,
you,
thank you,
Doctor.
Doctor. See you next week.